I love the smell of pine. One of my favorite things during the Christmas season is to breathe deeply of the pine and fir trees while shopping for our Christmas tree. Every year we try to make it a family event. Not everybody can attend. And this year we actually were able to have the pleasure of my son from Boston, Michael, join us. And unfortunately, my granddaughter Jessica wasn't able to. So here I am with my son Brian and my granddaughter Sarah and my son Michael from Boston. And then Jessica came over and helped me decorate the tree. So I am so blessed that I have such wonderful family that helps me enjoy the season. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath, and I love sharing natural remedies with people. Natural remedies have been around for hundreds, even thousands of years, and they've been around like that because they work, and they work on humans and often pets. We have many pine trees on our property. In fact, we have many evergreens on our property, and also my neighbor's property. So I love looking at them. I love enjoying their scent. In early spring, the trees shed pollen, and this pollen affects some people, but I'm lucky enough not to have an allergy. But I love the smell that wafts through the air when this pollen falls. I'm not especially fond of the dust that it leaves because it's a sticky dust, and it ends up on our barbecue and our everywhere. There sometimes clouds of it depending on the wind and the direction that the wind is flowing. But it is one of the things that pine trees do, and it's part of their pollination and part of why there are pine cones on pine trees. Now, pine pollen is one of the foods that are a source of dense nutrients and beneficial as anti-inflammatory, according to Mountain Life Health. I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can read the entire article about pine pollen. They say that, they also create pine pollen for sale. So our wild pine pollen powder is supercharged with over 250 types of vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, coenzymes, and antioxidants. The trees with the most nutrient-dense pollen include mason tree, Scots tree pine, and Chinese red pine. And these trees have very long needles, so you might be able to see they extend often 3 to, well, my white pine is, I would say, 8 inches. The needles are quite lengthy. So understanding the difference between the two trees, between pine and spruce or fir, is that the needles come off of a pine tree in clusters. And sometimes there'll be 3, sometimes 5, sometimes more than that, of the needle coming off of the branch itself. Whereas a spruce, each individual needle will come off of the branch. And the pine cone itself is quite different. The pine cone on a pine tree is pretty rigid, whereas a spruce and fir, you will feel more flexibility in it. Now, the reason that these close up in the cold weather is to protect the pine nuts that are inside each one of these, whatever the pine cone is called, this layer, and it will it'll come off like this, and then you peel this bark or protection coating off of it, and then you will have the pine nut. So now you know why pine nuts are so expensive. So when you, so some of the pine nuts are favorites of bugs. And the reason you want to get rid of bugs is, obviously you don't want them in your home if you're going to bring these pine cones in for decoration. A lot of times people like to put them on wreaths or just stack them in a bowl and decorate them that way. So one way you can do that is put them in a large bowl of warm water with a salt solution. And much like you would do cabbage or broccoli or Brussels sprouts or any of those, the bugs will float to the surface, and so will the bad nuts, the diseased or whatever. So it's easy to rinse your pine cone, set it aside, and by this time it's opening up to allow the pine nuts to come out. Then strain away the bugs and the bad pine nuts, and then drain it. And what's left are the good pine nuts, and then you can shell them. So it is a bit of a process, but since pine nuts are relatively expensive, you like pine nuts, then it would be worth it for you to forage and get some wonderful pine cones. Now you know how to sort out a pine from a spruce and therefore be getting real pine cones. So pine needle tea is very beneficial. There's the definition there of the difference between a pine and spruce. But pine needle tea is very beneficial. It has like 3 times the amount of vitamin C than an orange or any other citrus. So it's very good for you. It also has vitamin A in it, and it's purported that it can bring relief to conditions such as heart disease, varicose veins, skin complaints, and fatigue. So you can add lemon and ginger if you're not a fan of pine needle tea, but it is a basically free way that you can get some really good dense nutrition during the winter months and bump up your immune system. So according to Iowa State University website, on pine trees, the needles are arranged and attached to the branches in these clusters, and that's how you can tell them from the spruce and fir. And I'll leave a link to the Iowa State University website that further explains the benefits of having this pine needle tea, as well as understanding the difference between a spruce and a fir. So I find those facts pretty interesting. So one of the ways I love pine is through the essential oil. And it has been known for many, many years, the benefits of pine needle essential oil and its ability to be very cleansing and to kill harmful microbes. Now, this trio is to me, such a lovely, lovely scent. I don't use much of the clove bud. It's pretty strong. So I use 10 parts pine needle, 2 parts clove, and 10 parts to sometimes 15 of the orange. And dropping those onto pine cones is a really lovely potpourri. You can spritz it with, so you put it in water and spritz it around the home. It's a very lovely holiday scent. And at the same time, you're killing off any kind of microbes that may be hanging around. And I'll leave a link for a discount of 25% off your entire order if you should want to try some of these authentic essential oils. Actually, the website tells you how they're sourced, and they're always pure organic. Also, one of the things during the winter months is to make sure that you're bumping up your vitamin D, because we, especially here in Michigan, don't get very much sun, and at the temperatures that we get, you're not going to expose a lot of skin to it. So my husband and I take extra vitamin D starting in September because of the low levels of vitamin D have been associated with so many chronic diseases. And you can look that information up yourself, do some research on it. There are some articles on low levels of vitamin D contributing to cancer, arthritis, so many things, because vitamin D is necessary in many functions. So if each bottle contains over 150 drops, so it will, like 3 of these will last you the season, even if you use it all the time. I also like to diffuse it. So there's some couple different ways of diffusing essential oils on the Sunshine website. So hopefully you will get these, give them as stocking stuffers, mix them together, create your own spritzer, and it makes a lovely stocking stuffer. So please share these videos with your friends so that they can decide for themselves what is right for them, and let them be aware that natural remedies have been around for so many years, and they've been safe and effective, and they've stayed around because of this situation. Most of the time, you can feel the results from eating good and having wonderful essential oils and mood enhancing emotional remedies. You can feel those right away. So I hope that you try some of them, especially if you're feeling kind of low or depressed. This isn't always a happy time for most people. There are times where you've lost a loved one, and this time of the year can be pretty sad for them. So food is our medicine, but it can also be our downfall. Make sure that you're choosing nutritionally dense food that contribute to your good health. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed holiday season filled with food that will nurture your body and encourage better health. So if you have specific questions, please email me, Dr. Mary at bornforhealth.com. Check out my website, www.bornforhealth.com. Please like if this video has been helpful for you. Comment. I love hearing from you. Subscribe, and please share these videos so that other people can be encouraged as well. So get control of your health by focusing on herbs and healthy eating. Be sure to share these videos, like I said. Be thankful for the people and give some nature all around you. If you have pine in your area, take a walk and deep breathe that wonderful scent. It is very uplifting. You can feel it almost right away. So Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for viewing. Until next time, this is Dr. Mary for the Health of It.